Oh, for once it's working. See, that's made by a Bears fan.
That intro slaps. It may be the best thing a Bears fan has ever done.
The music is made by the Coach person that does Tom's music for Coach. The same.
Oh, cool. Person. Okay, nice. Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. Hi, you guys are watching the Mac and Cheese podcast. Today's guest is a member of Game On Wisconsin. We've had him on before. I think it was like December 16th or something.
I think so. Right about there, yeah.
No, it was January 16th. It was after the playoffs.
It was after the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It's DK All the Way, or Dan, as you will know him later. His Twitter will be in the bio, so if you want to follow him there, please do. Got it right for once. Okay, Justin. First question.
Well, welcome to the podcast, Dan, again.
Of course.
Great. Have another fantastic season coming up. Hopefully, all goes to plan. No injuries, everything like that. Speaking of a season, besides the 49ers game this year, what is your most anticipated game for this year?
Oh, it's really cool that you asked that, because on our Monday Pack-A-Day podcast that I do with Monty Moore and Camille Davis, when the schedule came out, we did a draft of like the top 3 games that we are most excited for coming up.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I picked the Thanksgiving game. There are games that I am like very excited to see. I'm excited to see the Bears for the first time, the new look Bears for the first time. Right. I'm always excited for the first home game of the season. But like, there is something about the idea of Lambeau Field on Thanksgiving night. And I like that it's against a non-conference opponent, because it kind of it doesn't make it less important, but like, it's not like we're playing the Vikings or the Lions or the Bears. Like, we're not playing the Cowboys, like a big rival. Like, it's a team we play every 4 years. It's a fun team, so it's probably going to be like really high scoring. So I think that has to be my choice. Thanksgiving night is going to be bonkers. I am very much looking forward to it.
Yeah,
that's one of my most anticipated games as well. It's one other team, and usually in late November it's going to be cold at Lambeau. The Dolphins haven't been that great in the cold recent years, especially against the Chiefs in the playoff game, where it was sub-zero temperatures.
Right.
Can you imagine if we get snow on Thanksgiving? Oh, I'm putting it out into the universe. Put it into the universe.
And then Josh Jacobs runs over everyone.
Yes.
And everyone gets a turducken.
Oh yeah.
And another one I picked besides the 49ers is Houston. That should be prime time though.
Mm-hmm.
But CJ Stroud against Jordan Love, it should be a fun matchup on CBS. And I'm hoping that if it's not against the Chiefs, I would think that it could be a great Super Bowl matchup. Texans against the Packers.
That's good.
A matchup that no one would have expected about like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah, after the Texans were crashing down
Right. Texans are crashing down, the end of the Aaron Rodgers era. You tell somebody 3 years like, oh yeah, the Texans and Packers, there's a good chance they meet in the Super Bowl. Okay.
Okay. I agree. I'm excited for the Dolphins. Joe Barry revenge game.
Oh yeah.
He's in the Dolphins song.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's why I mentioned Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So we do have a Bears fan in the chat, just so you know now. careful what you wish for. The last time Raheem Mostert was in Lambeau in cold weather.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Another one that I'm excited for is week 1 in Brazil against the Eagles.
Yes.
I'm excited. I think it's because I'm more excited because it's the first game in Brazil too that we get to experience.
And I like that it's on a Friday. I like having like the week little, kind of one-off things. Like, yeah. I'm very much looking forward to that one too. I think it's mostly because I know, like, we all know, like, how strong of a fan base the team has there. I'm really excited for those fans to get to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
It makes for a stress-free red zone the Sunday after.
Ding, 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 ding. That is numero uno. I love the off day weeks because I get to sit and watch Red Zone and not stress for like 8 straight hours.
Right. One thing I'm not excited for is why it's on a Friday is like at that time there's also going to be high school football games going on. So I feel like that was a bad idea for scheduling that game on a Friday because it's going to be high school football games. They're going to be the parents are going to be at high school football games, like watching their kids play when the Packers play as well. I think that was just like a bad scheduling day, personally.
I mean, it's why the game had to be in Brazil on a Friday.
Oh, true, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's just like a bad day for that. Like
it is. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, that's the whole like. I don't know if like you guys are familiar with it. Like there's like actually like a law on the books that like you can't have a professional football game air on a Friday. Before like the end of November.
What? I didn't know that.
And the rule is like if the game takes place within like 10 miles of a high school football stadium, which every NFL stadium is, so it's like just always a non-starter. But like because this game is in Brazil, they get around that rule, and so they can have the game on a Friday.
Oh, I didn't know that. Those are
that's a fun little fun fact for you.
Apparently, Peter, the Bears fan, knew though.
Another plus for the game being in Brazil is that Packers don't have to deal with the rowdiness of Philadelphia. There'll be more Packers fans there than Eagles fans.
Yeah,
it's true.
One thing I'm not excited for the Eagles game though, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, we can't escape Saquon on these international games.
No, you're right.
To be fair, the offensive line for Philadelphia is going to be a bit weaker thanks to Jason Kelce retiring.
Mm-hmm.
True. But it's like we get to see Xavier McKinney versus Saquon Barkley, too. It's going to be fun.
McKinney revenge game.
Ooh. Okay. So speaking of that, I just realized I didn't have this question on there. I might have. Whatever. What is your reaction to the free agency classes that we drafted or chose? Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs, Keyshawn Nixon returning, Aaron Jones leaving to the Vikings, unfortunately.
I still have PTSD from that day. I want to like when I'm on my deathbed, and I'm assuming by the time I die they'll have like this technology to be like, you have 10 minutes left to live. Like you can go back and relive like one moment of your life.
Yeah.
It's not going to be my wedding. It's not going to be the birth of my son. It's going to be the half hour where they announced Josh Jacobs was coming and before Aaron Jones was leaving. And I thought we were going to have an offense of Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs. That's the moment I want to relive as the last synapses of my brain fire and I pass on from this mortal coil. That's the moment I want. It was such a letdown emotionally when it came out that Aaron Jones is going to leave. And I think ultimately my brain is telling me things will be fine. Josh Jacobs will be at least as good as Aaron Jones. It was a move that allowed them to bring in Xavier McKinney, which was like a home run, like out of the park move, but my heart is still very much like, I can't believe Aaron Jones is gone.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
going to
of
be
all
rough
the-
to get over.
Of all the teams, too.
I know.
I know. Oh my god! Like I literally, it's like not only did the dog take a dump in your house, he picked the carpet over the hardwood. It was like really like the worst possible option that could have come from this. That first game, seeing him in Minnesota purple is going to really, really suck.
Yeah, it's going to be unpleasant. At least it's at Lambeau. But unfortunately, I think those. I'm not sure how the fans will react. Maybe half boos, half applause. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a pretty warm welcome. The team will not get a warm welcome, but I think he will get, like, I remember being in Green Bay the first game that Jamal Williams came back as a member of the Lions, and I was sitting right by the visitor tunnel, and there was a crowd of fans. Like there was a storm coming in. They were getting everyone out of the stadium, and
Oh, wow.
and there was still a crowd sitting around the visitor tunnel waiting for Jamal Williams. Once Jamal Williams came by and waved to everybody and like said thank you and everything, everyone left. Nobody cared about the rest of it. I think Aaron Jones is going to get the same kind of treatment, honestly.
Yeah.
Um.
And we don't have to wait long. It's week 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did see Aaron Jones though tweets or comments something like on an Instagram post from a Packers fan though. He is going to battle it hard on the Packers because they were like, "You better not beat us hard" or something with the Vikings, and then he said like, "I'll bring it those 2 weeks times 2." So I'm like, okay.
I get it. I mean, I get it. He definitely didn't end on the right terms, and you know that's the business side of it, you know. And I don't harbor any ill will towards him for like feeling that way, because like how would any of us feel if like we were playing or doing our job at like the top, and then our boss is like, "You're doing fantastic. Please take less money. Also, here comes this guy who is younger and does your exact same job."
Right.
So I get it, but I still love the guy.
Yeah, and Peter actually made a good point. We have the best backfield ever turned into we have to depend on Dylan again very quickly. But at that time, we didn't know about AJ Dillon coming back.
That's true.
What was your opinion about him coming back?
I love Quadzilla. Quadzilla is one of my son's favorite books.
Okay.
But I thought that was it's one of those like it's one of those moves that everybody like kind of says the stereotypical like, yeah, for the right money, you know, I'd like him back. And the right money turned out to be a like 3-clause thing buried in the terms of the NFL CBA that Russ Ball dusted off and got to work. So I love it at that price. I love it. I'm curious though to see how training camp plays out, because I mean they love Emmanuel Wilson, and you didn't draft Marshawn Lloyd to just hang around and play special teams. So there's there's an outside possibility, you know.
Someone's going to be stuck on practice squad.
What's that?
Someone's going to be stuck on the practice squad if not cut.
I think they would probably lean towards like putting Emmanuel Wilson on the practice squad before just cutting AJ Dillon outright. I guess I don't know if Emmanuel Wilson is eligible for the practice squad. I think he is, but yeah, I think the way that the deal is set up is that if things go a certain way, they can pull the ripcord on him pretty easy.
Right. I know Emmanuel Wilson was on practice squad last year. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Oh, he wasn't? Oh.
He was.
Oh, he was. Oh, okay. I was like, I swear I thought he was. Okay.
No, he was. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I need Ken Ingles to get on that for me.
Speaking of that, Royce Newman got a lesser contract today or recently. How do you think that's going to work out with the Packers?
I think it's Royce Newman's like effort to keep his job. I think he realizes the like the writing is kind of on the wall for him. Like he needs to make himself either very inexpensive or very invaluable. And he really hasn't made himself very invaluable. So I think he needs to be very cheap if he wants to try to stick around. So not surprising, but yeah, he's another one. You could easily just kind of cut and run and move on. And the Packers have put themselves in a good position to do it. So that's the job.
Also, the Kenny Clark extension too, the 3 years.
Love it. Contract. That guy needs to retire a Packer. I don't want an Aaron Jones situation. I don't want a Jamal. I don't want he plays 2 years somewhere else to finish off his career. Kenny Clark deserves to be a Green Bay Packer till he is no longer playing professional football.
All right.
An easy pick for the Packers Hall of Fame once he hangs him up.
Oh, he's a shoo-in. He's a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, Jordy Nelson just got in, so
yeah.
I mean, next is going to be Randall Cobb eventually because he's now officially retired from the NFL apparently. So that's going to be that. Well, true, but he's doing college football, like speaking though. So
okay.
He's like broadcasting for Kentucky, I think it was.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Because that's where he went to college. So
yeah, for the SEC network.
Oh, cool. I like that for him. Good.
So maybe he's officially done. But I could see him making the Packers Hall of Fame.
Easy.
Knowing the career he has had. The Bears game. I'm saying this just because there's a Bears fan in chat too. There's the Randall Cobb Gannigan clip. There's
twice. Two I was going to say, which Bears game?
2 Bears games, 4 for Nate, and then my knee.
Yeah. And then there's the return game from the Saints too.
Mm-hmm.
His rookie year as a backer.
First game.
There's that too. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
How many moments we have with Randall Cobb.
Yeah, that 108-yard kickoff return. I watched that on the cruise ship, and I was excited as heck. Like 108 yards, first game in his career, and he got another touchdown as well in that game. That was a fun game to watch.
I was at that game, and I literally remember sitting there, and he started to come out, and we did the whole like, the hell is like, why is he coming out? Like, and then like there's that moment where like he sort of gets tackled, and like Kuhn sort of keeps him up, and he puts his arm down, and it's like we all thought he lost like 5 yards on like the kickoff, and then he just keeps going. We're like, oh shit, like this rookie is gonna be something.
Right. Justin, do you want to ask your next question?
I know we're a bit away from the season still, but do you have like any special traditions on game day, like what foods you prepare, or what stuff you wear, or stuff like that?
I don't know if I have any specific daily like traditions. Honestly, the only like consistent thing every single week is at some point between when I wake up in the morning and before the kickoff of the game, I will get a text message from my dad that just simply says "game day, bitches," and that's the entire text message. And I know it's like it is officially Packers game day because I got the text message.
Yeah. I do a couple of things as well. I make sure to. It's mostly on Sundays. I go to church and I wear a Packers related tie to church.
Nice.
And then I have I have a cheese head on, and I usually have that paired with a jersey of some kind or a Packers related shirt. I don't have a Jordan Love jersey yet, although I might soon, maybe after the Super Bowl. But I'm hoping to get a Jordan Love related T-shirt. It's like there's one from Cheesehead TV with the Back to the Future.
Oh yeah,
wording, Power of Love. I might get that one.
Nice. Yeah, I need a Jordan Love jersey. It's about time. The Jordan Love era doesn't start till you have the jersey.
Preferably with a Super Bowl patch.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Yes.
Oh no, wait. Okay, so if that makes sense, Dan, I just got a Russell Douglas jersey. What does that mean then? Like the alternate, the 50s.
So it's going to be Bills Packers Super Bowl.
Okay, that's actually funny that you brought that up. This started since the Tom Grossi episode. Who would you want to see when the Packers make it to the Super Bowl? Who would be the AFC team?
Oh.
Remember, it's in New Orleans too, so that doesn't help. But
this is gonna sound weird, but I don't want to see Baltimore.
okay.
I feel like, and again, maybe this is Joe Barry PTSD, but another running quarterback,
Right.
and their defense is good,
Mhm.
really good.
Mhm.
And I feel like everybody else we could go toe to toe with the Bills, the
Mhm.
Chiefs,
Mhm.
the Bengals. I think we can easily go toe to toe with any of them. The
Sure.
Ravens, though, feel like the team that would just be the Achilles heel and cause so many problems.
Mhm.
I guess I will say I would actually like to see the Bills, just because I know too many Bengals fans from growing up around the Cincinnati area, and I either don't want to potentially lose to them, or B, celebrate all over them. And I don't. I'm not that I'm sick of the Chiefs, but I'd like to see somebody else other than the Chiefs for once. So give me the Bills. I want the Bills.
That's
The two hardest partying fan bases in the world.
That's what Tom said. The most tailgating too. It would be super fun with tailgating.
Millions of tables will be sacrificed that weekend.
Yeah, no table is safe.
No table safe.
Those two fan bases in New Orleans, even that adds another layer on top of it.
Right near Mardi Gras too.
Right.
Even though Fat Tuesday in March.
Yeah.
That's doesn't make sense.
They'll stay a whole month down there.
They could. I think the Texans could be sneaky. Stroud and Love.
Texans,
Stroud
yeah.
versus Love. I don't know.
The Texans could easily be like the Packers this past year, where they don't know what they don't know, sort of thing, and just get hot, and you need to just win 2-3 games and you're there. It's easy.
Right.
Easy. It's easy enough.
So the Bears fan made a good point. You said Lamar Jackson is scary for the running game,
Mm-hmm.
but Josh Allen's running game doesn't concern you?
Not as much as Lamar.
Okay.
I think Josh Allen has shown he can be contained a little bit more. He doesn't feel like a Colin Kaepernick or a Lamar Jackson type, where it's those I feel like they'd be able to handle that a little bit more. Plus, I feel like Josh Allen will give you the ball more. He'll give you more opportunities to capitalize on his mistakes, and so I think you got a better shot at doing something against him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has a bit of a gunslinger mentality to him, where it's
he's got that Brett Favre in him.
Bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought of something. MVS is now a Bill, right? MVS
Oh my gosh.
Bills. What if on the last play of the game MVS doesn't catch the ball from
Oh God!
Just imagine. It could happen.
I would hate that for MVS the man, but I would love that for NFL plot.
Just imagine it could happen.
It could
Him playing against his rival team. Also, Russell Douglas.
Where did I check the script for that? Anyway.
Yeah. I won't feel too bad for him because MVS has already backed his way into 2 Super Bowl rings, so he's
true. Okay,
he's doing
never mind.
okay.
Good point.
Yeah,
but it's Russell Douglas too.
Right.
Also, Stephon Diggs is not a Bill anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
Houston.
Just saying. Peter said that's fair. It's more like Roethlisberger than Cunningham and Vic, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I think Vic's the first one I think of. Like, he can run. He was able to run, and didn't like him. I mean, I didn't like facing him. I respect his talent, but
Yeah,
Vic was annoying.
yeah. That NFC divisional game will forever be etched in the bad parts of my memory.
Yeah. Yeah, wildcard weekend 2002. That was the first ever.
Oh, that's right. It
Lambeau
was.
loss.
Yeah. Yep. That sucked hard.
Justin, do you have the next question ready?
Let's see. Let's see. We did the tradition. What's your Sorry. We still haven't done anything on Jordan Love contract extension as of yet. We saw that Tua got extended earlier for Miami, so I'm hoping that the Jordan Love deal gets done by tomorrow, because tomorrow was the first day of padded practice. What do you think?
Oh, I would love if it gets done tomorrow. I'll take it whenever. Drop it at 3 a.m. I don't care. But yeah, I don't know. Dropping on a Saturday. I know it's the first padded practice. Like, maybe they do it, but like, what is the holdup at this point? I don't get it. Like, I'm sure it's something on the language. Like I've said, like, I think it has to do with like the language of how he's getting his money, what sort of money is guaranteed, different things, and they're trying to find that right little balance. And from what like Diana Rossini has said, is like they've been making a lot of headway on talks, especially this week. So hopefully it is soon, Justin, from your lips to God's ears, that it gets dropped tomorrow at some point. But yeah, God, like what? Like at this point, it's like, what is the holdup? What is the one sentence that's stopping this from happening?
I think it was personally Tua, because Jordan Love and Tua Tagovailoa share the same agent.
Same agent.
So I think it was Tua, and Tua just got signed today. So I think that was what it was.
That is a good point. I did not actually know that. That is good to know.
That's what it was personally.
So basically tell Jordan like Tua is going to get his first, and
Tua already got his, so it's time for Love.
Right, exactly. So I like that idea.
And I feel like with the Newman thing, that might play into this Love.
That's what I think too. I think I wasn't surprised that people like Kenny got his extension, and Newman got his contract redone before Love, because Love is like anytime you have to start paying your quarterback after his rookie deal, that contract becomes like somewhat of an albatross, around your neck.
Right.
And you have to find ways to make all the money work. And that means, some funky accounting. Otherwise, like, I think they saved like almost $2 million in cap space with the Kenny Clark extension. So yeah, not surprised that got done. I'm hoping that that's all harbinger for the Jordan Love thing to get done.
Okay. At least for the good. Even though he didn't practice this week, he was there for everything else. He was not holding out. He was holding in, per se. He's there, but not there at the same time. Didn't practice, but he did all the mental stuff, all the classes, and it's just like pretty much a wasted week of practice otherwise, because Clifford stunk it up. I mean, when defenses proved their worth, it's like the offense really needs Jordan Love. The Packers need Jordan Love on that practice field. But I do understand that Jordan Love was doing this.
And it's like, how much do you really know about your defense? Because they're going up against Sean Clifford,
Michael Pratt.
Right. Michael Pratt looks fantastic.
Yeah, I've liked what I saw to Pratt so far. Clifford definitely, the thing was, they said when they drafted Sean Clifford was they liked him for his intelligence and his brain that he brings to the QB room. And I think we've seen so far that It definitely wasn't for his outright playing ability.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't help that Zach Tom hasn't been fully activated for 11 on 11 yet.
That's true. Yeah. Still early. Still
Do you
early.
think- this is Tua's numbers, so we get it. 4 years, 212.4 million. For
Yeah.
Tua.
That sounds about right.
Average for of Jordan Love is 53.1 a year
Yep.
if he hits everything insensitive. Oh, for Tua, maybe.
Yeah.
It's
I-
just gonna be tough.
I wouldn't.
Just
I mean,
make it-
that was like, that's like between like 55 and 60 a year has been
Mhm.
like the number that gets thrown around. So that would be right on average with that kind of deal.
Everyone's tweeting. Like, I just saw Monty Moore just tweet something. Packers tweet out the Jordan Love thing.
We're all gonna laugh at a year from now. How
I know.
much Brock Purdy's gonna get extended for? It's like Brock Purdy's not that much worth it. He has, in
Yeah.
opinion, got one of weapons, and he hasn't gotten it done yet.
And half of his weapons are starting to hold out because they want their money.
I
How are you
know.
going to pay Brock Purdy now?
Yeah,
Ayuk might get traded somewhere. They need to get that money to Trent Williams to protect the offensive
Mhm.
line. Because
Yeah.
but it's
Yep.
like, what's going to happen with Dak Prescott, too? That's another one that's like holding out, apparently. Like,
Yeah.
is he going to get traded? Is he going to get? Oh,
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Dak Prescott.
okay.
Because I think we're coming to the end of a full era in Dallas. I think Jerry Jones is on his way out the door soon. Mike McCarthy is not long for that world, and I think if you wanted to reset everything from the top,
Mm,
owner/GM, I guess, coach, quarterback, reset the whole thing, start fresh with somebody else in Dallas.
yeah,
Um,
as long as the Cowboys are with the Jones family, they're not going to win anything. Doesn't matter if
Yep.
it's Jerry or Steven or
I saw CD Lamb wants the highest or wide receiver pay. What do you think about that?
I don't think he's going to get that Jefferson money.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
And Jefferson's stuck with bad quarterbacks.
True. Oh dear Lord, that's true. What do you think about that, Dan? No,
What's that?
CD Lamb.
The CeeDee Lamb? And he deserves it.
You think?
I mean-
wait, you think he deserves Jefferson money?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I think there's like 3 or 4 wide receivers who, if you were giving them a contract
Mhm.
right now, deserve to be like the highest paid wide receivers. And you just have to kind of do it if you want them to play for you. Like Lamb, Jefferson,
Okay.
Tay. Tay's a little bit tougher just because he's slightly older, but I think he's
Right.
still in that conversation. Like Tyreek Hill, I think Debo maybe.
Or Diggs, Stephon Diggs too.
I don't know if there's a lot of guys where if they were getting contracts would probably be able to get
Mm.
like that sort of deal. I think though those like 3 or 4 are ones that it's like, yeah, they deserve to like
Right.
they like outright like that should be what they are getting at
Mhm.
out of a new deal.
I was gonna say Hopkins, but he's old too.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's always seemed like just kind of very streaky.
Also
me.
injury. He's injury prone
Injury,
too a
yeah.
lot,
Yep.
which doesn't help.
Yeah.
One of our Metcalf, yeah. DK,
He's getting there.
yeah.
I think he's getting there. I think he's got the skill set. He's God, yeah. I'm really bummed we didn't get him. He was a draft crush of mine for a long time.
Oh no. You should not have mentioned draft crushes. Oh no. I know exactly what the chat's gonna say too. And you might regret that. Peter, I'm gonna say it right now. Also, Dan, you got a new follower on Twitter, it looks like.
Damn.
Yeah. Justin knows this. I wanted Elijah Jones so bad with the Packers. So
yeah.
Jesse played for Boston College under Jeff Hafley.
And Hafley said he was one of the best cornerbacks in the draft class too. I just wanted him so bad. And he would have known about this defense that we are playing now as well. And I think it would have been brilliant. And Jones is like a Valentine player too. Like a Carrington Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be like that too.
Yeah.
Dang it, Packers.
Let me tell you from firsthand experience, those draft crushes going somewhere else they hit way different when you're sitting there in the in the crowd watching them get announced live, and you're like,
trust me.
No.
Yeah, trust me. I'm not ready for it. I've already been told he's going to catch the interception against the Cardinals this year too, against the Packers. I already got told that. I got told that with Melton. I loved Melton too from Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
Melton's brother. I wanted him too. Same situation. Freaking Cardinals.
Well, Jordan Love will protect the football. There's no reason for that many picks.
It's just gonna be Josh Jacobs. That's I'm using Justin's thing. It's just gonna be Josh Jacobs all day long, every game.
Hey, I'll take it. Speaking of draft picks, he was one of your top favorites that we drafted this year. I know Bullard is there, Keaton Oladapo.
Yeah. Bullard was definitely one of like the ones like in the pre-draft like lead up.
Okay.
I was like, man, he would be awesome. Because like, like I wanted to get this was, I want to get a safety. Mm-hmm. And sorry, my and so he was like one of the ones like, man, it would be great to get him. So it was awesome to see that. But I would have to say, like the one that I'm most excited about, and maybe it's because it kind of came as a surprise, was Edgerrin Cooper.
Oh, okay.
Because he feels like it's like they were able to get the best player at his position in the draft with such great draft value, and you instantly upgrade the linebacker position because now you've basically got two Quay Walkers back there now. And I'm hoping that with this new defense, this like sort of hair on fire sort of, run down the field mentality, they feel like they could be like a really like some of those defenses that we've ran into like a buzzsaw with, like Tampa Bay a couple years ago, San Francisco, like the last couple of years, like these teams that just have like crazy athletes at the linebacker position that cause a ton of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could be that sort of addition and make that defense take a step up. So I am most excited about Cooper, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Quay could be a great duo.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm excited for Bullard and McKinney.
Yeah.
Or Lloyd and Jacobs.
I'm very excited for Marshawn Lloyd. I think if he can figure out his fumbling issue,
mm-hmm.
if that stays in college and doesn't follow him to the NFL,
mm-hmm.
he can be very good. But man, that fumbling issue scares me.
So someone in chat mentioned Amon-Ra St. Brown for the wide receivers contract idea that you mentioned.
Yeah, I think he's following the Devontae Adams trajectory,
mm-hmm.
like career trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's closer. I think he's closer than DK Metcalf is to like getting to that.
Okay.
I think I'm still, maybe it's because I hate Detroit. I'm still a little hesitant to say that he's at that level, but he's very, 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 very good.
Okay.
But I think he's going to get there. I think faster than DK.
Another one that's mentioned is DJ Moore, that plays for the Bears now. No.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry to the Bears fans that are in the chat and everything. DJ Moore is good. He's not back the Brinks up truck good. No.
And also to that Bears fan, which there's no way the Bears will win double-digit games.
No.
7 at best.
The Bears are not winning 10 games this year. No.
I'm not going to get into that conversation because I know they will text me. I know they will text me, so I'm not doing that. Not getting into that this year. Justin, do you have an... Yeah, there absolutely is. See what I mean, guys? There absolutely is, but okay.
I mean, I guess if do you have you had a chance to think of division winners for each division?
Oh, for each division. Ooh. All right, give me the Packers for the North.
Okay.
And everyone else can kick rocks. No. I mean, probably like the Cowboys probably take the NFC East. I actually think the Seahawks are going to cause some trouble in the NFC West.
Mm-hmm.
I think San Francisco is going to take a dive this year. NFC South, God, that's an absolute toss up.
Yeah.
Probably Atlanta in the NFC South. I'm going to take the Ravens in the NFC North. AFC West has to be the Chiefs again.
Yeah.
The East is probably going to be the Jets because I think Aaron Rodgers will play at least 10 minutes of a season this year. And then AFC South, yeah, probably it has to be Houston. I know that's like it feels like all chalk, but it's like how can you go against some of those teams, you know?
I'm surprised for AFC North you didn't mention the Browns. The Browns could be sneaky good too.
They could be sneaky good.
Quarterback.
With their defense, I mean. The Browns defense.
Their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. I think like with the Browns might get caught in that situation of like the NFC, how the NFC East used to be, where like when the Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys were like all really good, and you had like everyone's like rotating like who was going to win the East every year. I think that's like what the North kind of ends up being. And I just, without like any certainty at quarterback, I don't care. Like even before Deshaun Watson was a basically confirmed sexual predator, I didn't think he was super great. I thought the Browns heavily overpaid for him. And I personally am enjoying watching their downfall because of it. But I think they're all over the place. They don't have any real solid anything on offense, really. Who knows what Nick Chubb's knee is going to do?
Oh, right.
You know?
Right.
So I'll take the Ravens. I think the Browns finish like third in the AFC North.
Yeah. The Bears fans had Lions, Cowboys, 49ers, but close. I agree. The Bucks in the NFC. Oh yeah, Bucks could be sneaky good too.
Yeah.
Mayfield.
Yeah.
AFC Dolphins instead of the Jets. Okay. Ravens, Chiefs, and Texans. Yeah, I think the Bucks and Falcons are going to be really close, especially with Kirk Cousins could potentially practice now. I saw that.
Yeah, he's been fully activated from the Achilles.
Weird. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to be interesting. It also depends on like which Kirk Cousins are you going to see for AFC or NFC South, and which Aaron Rodgers are you going to see? Are we going to see before Achilles injury? or after. Well,
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers, we really don't have anything. Well,
Right.
I guess. The other seasons of Aaron Rodgers, not like as
Right.
a Packer,
Right.
not like
The magical Aaron Rodgers season, not the
I'm sure
not the weird, tent in a cave Aaron Rodgers.
right.
who wore like a Egyptian cat shirt. But in all seriousness, I want Rodgers to play well and not get hurt the first game. The first game this season, Monday Night Football against the 49ers at Santa Clara. I'm hoping he stays upright.
Yeah, me too.
I hope he stays healthy. I would never wish an injury on any player.
Right.
But his other Achilles has the opportunity to do the funniest goddamn thing in the world.
Get Robert Saleh fired.
I didn't think about that.
I like I said, I don't wish it. I don't want it to happen.
Right.
I hope he plays a full season because I'd like to hear about Aaron Rodgers when it's not him talking about whatever. I'd rather it be talking about if he's actually playing good or not. But just again, for the sick macabre plot to have that happen 2 years in a row. It's more just laughing at Jets fans and their follies over and over again.
Right.
I'm not falling for that USA Today prediction where they have the Jets over the Packers for the Super Bowl. First of all, that's the matchup that I don't want to see, and there's no way, and the Packers would beat the Jets.
I was gonna say I find it ironic because the same person that tackled Aaron Rodgers
Floyd
moved to the 49ers. That's gonna be interesting how that plays out. Someone mentioned that to me right away as soon as that happened. I'm like, oh wow, that's a good point. He moved to the 49ers.
It's like it's just the main reason I don't want a Jets Packers Super Bowl because I don't want to have PTSD of when Favre played against the Packers when he was in Minnesota. I don't want that. I don't want to see that.
That can't be the first time he plays against the Packers. It can't be the first time in the Super Bowl. That can't happen.
It would just be evil.
Yeah.
Right.
Two weeks of Mia hype living up to that.
Yeah.
Also, how ironic would it be? I have the Super Bowl 90 shirt in my closet. How ironic would it be if the Packers play the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Brett Favre's Super Bowl win. In New Orleans.
That's when you said who do you want to see the Packers play in a Super Bowl in New Orleans? That was my first thought, but I was I'm like, there's no way the Patriots are making the Super Bowl.
No, I mean as iconic as history could be.
Right. Definitely.
That would be iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Peter said it's easy to hurt one once you've turned the other for sure. Obviously not wishing for that either. Cause no real pain. But and interesting enough, it's another former Bears player that caused.
Literally, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know.
You can't trust those Chicago Bears. You can't trust them.
So you're saying you can't trust Adrian Amos, right?
Yeah, yes, he was I believe he was a sleeper agent. Yeah.
Okay, but also Marcedes Lewis is a Bear now.
Right, but he was a Packer before he became a Bear, so.
Oh, so you mean former Bears?
It's like the flu. You have to get vaccinated before you get it, and so he's vaccinated against Chicago Bears fandom.
Got it. So we mentioned to you draft before. Are you excited for it to come to Green Bay next year? Are you going to be there all 3 days? I will say this. I went to all 3 days here in Detroit. And we literally talked about this. So if the draft was not in Green Bay this year, I don't think we would go to a draft again because it is it was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was so fun. It was so cool, especially seeing the city of Detroit, a city that I've really grown to love, the city, not the team.
This like to see the city come alive like that was awesome. But it is so exhausting. And
Oh, I bet.
and there is something to be said for watching the draft sitting on your couch, because when you're there, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a draft before or not. Like especially we were there for when we were there for night 2.
Oh.
It's just a concert. Like there's just a concert going on, and then they'll pause. Somebody comes out, reads the pick.
Oh wow.
And then they just kind of like go back to playing music.
Oh, okay.
And so like you're just kind of like standing there, you're watching a concert for a band that you don't know. It's not like an actual band, it's like a studio band.
Oh, okay.
And like it's a just a bunch of musicians that they bring in to like play different stuff and keep the crowd going and whatever.
Okay.
And it's like, just get to the next pick. And it's like, and we're like sitting there, we're like, man, if we were sitting on the couch, like they'd be showing clips and highlights and interviewing players and like doing this. And it's like, man, there's really something to be said about watching this from my couch with a beer and nachos or whatever.
Right.
5 hours later.
Right, exactly. But I mean, I am still ecstatic about it coming to Green Bay. I'm a little nervous about how they're going to pull it off.
Okay.
Just because I saw what went into it in Detroit and the infrastructure that Detroit already had, but then had to build upon to make it run as smoothly as it did. I am a little nervous about it getting pulled off in Green Bay, but the NFL does their due diligence. Green Bay and Mark Murphy have done their due diligence.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be doing this unless they were absolutely sure they were going to be able to pull it off. So
where do you think it's going to happen at in Green Bay?
I think it's
Titletown. I heard.
I think it's happening. I think it's happening. I think they're going to put the stage like in the parking lot of Lambeau Field, right by where the that tailgate lodge is. And then I think you have everybody like lined up down the streets. Military Avenue right there between the Hudson Center and the Resch Center. I think that's where you have like the crowds and everyone. It leads right into all the bars. You can spread out from there. I think that's where they set everything up.
Because I heard also Titletown. They could do it at Titletown.
Yeah, Titletown's a tricky one for me because it's like the thing about being Green Bay is, no offense, it's Lambeau Field.
Right.
There's not much else. Like Titletown's cool, but like you're not there for Titletown. You're there for Lambeau Field. So like the stage has to at least be nearby Lambeau. And it's like between Titletown and Lambeau, there's a bar and a hotel, So like I think they're definitely going to utilize that space. There's going to be tons of stuff set up over there. But yeah, I just feel like you have to have it, facing Lambeau Field.
Yeah. Also, I know you told us you haven't explored the tailgating at the draft. Are you going to try to do that this time?
Probably not, just because like I committed as much energy it took to commit to three draft days. And that was when the draft was 15 minutes from my house and my bed.
Oh, right.
Being in a different city, it's like
that's a good point.
I gotta kind of like SEAL Team 6 it, where it's like you're in, you're out, bang, 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 like take care of business and get out.
That's a good point. I didn't think now I know it's like a concert. I think I might check it out.
Yeah, it's like if you're going into it with the idea of like I'm going there when they start and I'm staying for every single pick, just be prepared, because like at least in our like ours, like there's like nowhere to sit down. You're
Okay.
standing the entire time.
Wow.
You know, it's a lot.
Mhm.
It's a lot. So yeah, don't
Got
don't be a hero if you don't need to be.
Yeah. I think because it's gonna be my first time at Lambeau, like personally. And I'm
Really?
from Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm from
Oh.
Wisconsin. It's gonna be my first time at Lambeau, so I'm excited.
That's gonna be
That's why I'm
fun.
like also going to the draft. Is like my first time at Lambeau, and
That's really cool. That's a cool experience.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Draft. I've never been to a Packers game either. A lot of people do not know that, but it's like might as well.
that's a good one to kick it off with. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll like might go to family night, something like a game. Not really. I don't know.
Family
just,
night's fun. I like
I
family
just
night
like
a lot.
watching it like on the news or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like more quieter too, and then you can like actually like see the whole field, and that's why I found out from like former players' families. I had a connection with Sammy Watkins' cousin at the time last year that you were on actually, and he told me that the family actually doesn't like going to the games live. Fun fact, because they can't see the whole field.
Oh, sure.
They can only see like part of it. They would rather see the whole field.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I get it. And like where the players sit is like players section. So
Yeah.
it's good seats, but not where you can see the whole field.
Right.
But it's just like crazy.
Yeah. Family night's a good one if you want to experience Lambeau and like get the feeling, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Tickets are like $10.
Hey,
Bring the whole family.
Hey, right. Yeah.
there you go. It's cheap. Might as
Yep.
well. But like I told you, Justin and I interviewed the band that did it for 2024 draft.
Yeah.
So we're just like, and they told us they might be there in 2025. They pretty much told us they got invited. But they haven't told us if they accepted it yet.
Nice.
And
That'd be cool.
We might be the first ones to break it live. I'm saying
Take
this.
that,
not
Adam
being-
Schefter.
Ooh, don't give me ideas. Actually, they didn't tweet it because they don't have Twitter, so I could break it.
You could be
Because they didn't break it last year. No one broke it last year that they were there either, is the funniest part. And I do have a connection with this band.
There you go.
So if
Hey.
you guys want them for Game on Wisconsin, let me know.
I like where your head's at.
What? Yeah.
I like where your head's at. Yeah.
I already gave the connection to Amr, but I can give it to you. Or
Yeah.
whoever wants.
I like it.
They're from South Dakota. So they drove the 5 hours, I think
jeez.
they said, to Detroit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like
And they're going to Texas, Tennessee for all the tailgating. It's a tailgating band. So
Damn.
they do that, and they're trying to go to Lambeau. So bad.
we need to make it happen.
I know. And
We
they
need to
told
make it
us,
happen.
do you know who does tailgating for the Packer games by any chance?
I don't.
We just need to start looking for those tweets and like
Yeah.
getting the connection to them because they want to go to Lambeau so bad. Hey, Cassie. Cassie's from Milwaukee.
Hello, Cassie.
Cassie H. She's from Milwaukee. Cassie and I are like talking about like staying together in her house in Milwaukee, so it's easier to drive down every day.
I've heard a lot of people. Talking about that. Of yeah,
Really?
like stay in Milwaukee and just drive the 2 hours. You know, every day or whichever day you're going. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be fun. But
Pretty much have to get there get to Lambeau super early anyway.
Yeah, I mean, heck, like in Detroit, like that first night, they had to shut the gates because like they reached capacity like an hour before the draft even started.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
But the thing about that though is like, you said like go when your team drafts though, but what if they trade up or down? Then you don't know. It's like you pretty much have to watch the whole thing.
No, yeah, that's the thing is like we like when we went like we were there for the second night and there they traded back a couple times and like that was when it sucked because we're just like, okay, once they make their pick, we're gonna go. And then it was like they traded back like 6 minutes. Like now I have to wait a whole nother I stand here for another half hour watching this crappy band play.
And it's like, how was it for day 3? Because I know they traded a lot for that one.
Day three was actually pretty cool because it was so much more laid back.
Okay.
I got to bring my son, and so he got to like do all like a bunch of the kids stuff, and there was still a ton of people, but it definitely wasn't like the like mass of people it was like the first 2 nights, and because it's like noon, people aren't as drunk, and
right. Which helps.
Right.
Justin, do you have any more questions?
No, I think that was about it. But
hey, chat, do you guys have any questions for Dan? What?
Yeah, anybody from the chat?
I know Peter usually has a question, but I don't want to ask him. Fine, I should put it in chat. No! I don't know what it... Dan, the last time we were on this, we were on Twitter. So we upgraded.
That's
fine. Because I had to record that whole entire episode. Oh, we didn't talk about this. What was your reaction to Halfley? Because when you were last on, Barry was about to
right, yeah. We were literally recording a Pack-A-Day podcast episode where we were previewing all the potential defensive coordinator candidates, and we were talking about I can't remember his name now. He's now the defensive coordinator for the Ravens. He was like a linebackers coach at the time, and we were talking about him, and it was one of the first episodes that Camille, Monty, and I had done as a group, and like it was like, man, like that was a great episode. Like we were like, we had great chemistry, we were killing it, and then we got off, and Monty was like, yeah, they just hired Jeff Hafley. So we basically we had to like just throw the episode away because like it didn't Zach Orr, that's right, yeah. Yeah, we were just like, well, that was good practice, I guess.
So did you guys look up anything about Halfley and then record again?
Well, no? So like we were recording like 2 days in advance. Okay. Because it was just like a talk about this coordinator episode. So we were like, well, let's get it done early, and then like I think he got hired on a Wednesday, and we were supposed to be Friday, so it was like he could have just waited one more day. Yeah. I'm very excited about Jeff Hafley. I'm an Ohio State fan, and so I got to see him a little bit when he was here in Columbus, or not here in Columbus, when he was in Columbus. I think it's just the idea of a defensive coordinator that plays a style of defense that says, like, mistakes be damned, just go like tackle somebody, makes me really excited, because like Pet and Barry, it's all been like, oh, make this read, like, am I in the right spot? Am I gonna do the like, this is just like, I don't care if you get beat 15 yards down the field once, as long as like the other 3 times you're making a play or somebody's getting to the quarterback or whatever, like, that's the style of defense I want to see. I'm very excited about what he is going to do. I think he's coming at just the right time, because he gets a huge free agent boost with Xavier McKinney. Right. All of the younger guys that we've been drafting, Quay Walker, Rashawn Gary, Van Ness, they're starting to come into their own. They've got a great, they've got a ton of depth, like pretty much almost everywhere now, especially on the defensive line. They've got a cornerback group that's been playing together for a while now. I think he's coming at the exact right time to just put the key in the ignition and get it going. So I'm super jazzed about it.
Right. Also, are you excited for the 4-3 versus 3-4?
I don't know enough about defensive schemes to be like Yes, like I am
Yeah.
like good riddance 4-3.
Right.
I know like the what it means for players, for scheme wise and everything, but I think really it's more like we've seen different defensive coordinators and different styles come in. So to me, it's not so much like, oh, like thank God they're finally going to a 3-4. It's
Right.
more just like, what's your philosophy about how you play defense?
Mhm.
And I think that's what's going to be the difference maker. I mean, if he switches it to a 3-4 and that's what unlocks the potential of some of these younger guys, like a Devontae Wyatt or a Slayton or something like that, awesome. Then I'm glad he made the right move. But to me, it's more just like, are you getting everybody on the defense in the right position to play the way you want the defense to play versus where you put everybody,
Yeah, Cassie said she's excited for healthy Eric Stokes.
Same.
One thing to mention is I don't remember where we said it on. I know I said it somewhere. Kenny Clark said he only played with the Barry and Penton defense. He's never played the opposite. So that's going to unleash him, I think. Also, another
Imagine Kenny Clark taking a step up from what he's already been doing.
Also, one thing to note is Isaiah McDuffie played under his last year at Boston College with Jeff Hafley's first year at Boston College as well. So it's just going to be interesting how that goes.
Breaking news, everyone.
Go ahead.
Breaking news. Jordan Love just got extended. 4 years, $220 million. Highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
I saw Justin's arms go up, and I'm like, please tell me this is what I think it is.
Oh, yeah. NFL Talk Sports. It happened live.
Via Ian Rappaport. Thanks, Ian.
It happened live, you guys.
Wow.
What's the chances of that? Like actual breaking news live. I predicted this. Justin, did I not predict this? It's going to happen the day it's going to happen padded practice. So Jordan doesn't get injured. I said this morning.
Well, I'm hoping he doesn't get injured at all.
We just got breaking news, everyone. Jordan Love finally got extended. Finally.
220, 4 years. That's 55 a year. That's
so we were
exactly
close.
Right where we were all thinking. Yep.
We were all very good job, Jordan Love. Funny enough, it happened the same day Tua got signed.
I think you were exactly right. I think it had to be the agent
Tua.
working the deals. Yeah.
And it turns out Tua actually wanted more years or something on Tua's deal. And then Love wanted more money or something. I don't remember what it was. Peter made a good point. $55 million a year. They think he's better than Tua off a half season. That's a good point. Tua got less money than Love. That's a good point.
To quote Deadpool and Wolverine, let's fucking go.
Also, who was it? Bowler said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all breaking on Twitter right now.
I don't. Here's the thing, everyone. Yeah, and I know I'm not going at Peter here. Everyone's saying like, oh, he's getting the deal off of half of a season.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting this deal off of what they've seen in training camps. He's getting this deal off of what they've seen in the meetings, off of what they've seen in practice, and a full season of Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting this. He's not getting more money than Tua necessarily because he's better than Tua. He's getting more money because he's the next man up. Right. Every franchise quarterback that's coming up for a deal is going to get a deal that's bigger than Jordan Love's because that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it goes. So he's getting paid. He's getting paid not because he's better than every other quarterback. He's getting paid because he was the next deal that was up.
Right.
Yeah.
So this Dak, does he get traded knowing this? No. He's the last quarterback
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
Unless it's
'Cause-
Purdy. Purdy could get extended too. Anytime now.
See, that's the thing. Now, I know I just made this big grandiose thing about this, but Purdy should not be making more money than
Yeah.
One thing to note now is the Dolphins almost wanted Love when
Mhm.
we
Whoa.
drafted him. We traded up in front of
Yeah.
where the Dolphins spot. Now, if the Dolphins got Love, how would this work? Imagine the Dolphins got Love and we got Tua, like flipped it around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Also, don't forget, 2019, Dolphins were tanking.
Mhm.
Tua was slated to go first overall,
Mhm.
and then the Dolphins won some of the games, and they still got Tua.
Mhm. Peter, I had to scroll up for this comment after the Jordan Love news broke. Peter said, "What is your opinion of the Bears offseason, specifically free agency and the draft?"
It kills me to say this. I thought the Bears did an amazing job. I mean, I still think Justin Fields could have been successful as a starter in the new system that they have with the new players and stuff that they've brought in and everything. But yeah, it does scare me a little bit that now the Bears, I don't know if they're gonna be like consistently good,
Mhm.
but now they're good enough to just be dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what scares me. I think Caleb Williams is going to be good. I think they did an exceptional job of tanking properly and then using the resources coming out of their tank to jumpstart a rebuild. So kudos to them. But I still look forward to beating you 2 times.
Thanks to, well, that was thanks to Carolina.
Right.
The whole Carolina thing. Carolina lost all those games, but because of the Bears, they got the pick. The Bears got the pick.
I will say Kenny Clark is excited for this deal. I just saw his reaction. He put like the locked in emojis. So I only have one more question for you, Dan.
Hit me.
So if Justin knows about this, we're working on a huge surprise for Tom. Not saying what
Okay.
it is yet, officially.
Okay.
We've hinted at it multiple times from Emily's episode and on. If Tom
What do you need? Do you need a kidney? Do you need a
if
what?
Tom watches this episode, what would you say to him?
If Tom watches this episode,
And we know he watches his mac and cheese episodes. So there's kind of pressure on you.
It's hard for me to say because Tom's been on our show a couple times. I got to meet Tom when he came to Detroit.
Right.
He's an amazing person.
Mhm.
He is very clearly committed to raising the bar for content creators everywhere.
Right.
And basically channeling any content that he's making into a positive, a net positive for humanity.
Mhm.
That being said, Tom Grassi, I cannot wait to beat that ass in our fantasy football league this year again, Tom. I am coming for you, baby.
What are your thoughts about him winning Fan of the Year?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I forget if it was on Pack-A-Day or if it was on Lombardi's Bar, but it was like I made the comment like Tom Grassi winning Fan of the Year is like LeBron James winning MVP of the NBA. It's like every year LeBron James, like when LeBron James is at its like peak, when like LeBron James should have been MVP because it's like, well, who the hell else could be MVP? Like this is LeBron James. Like he's that good. And it's like we're at this point with Tom Grassi where it's like if Tom Grassi won Fan of the Year this year, he's not on a downward trajectory. So like it's almost like he should just win it every single year because he's at that LeBron James level, you know.
He did say already on his live streams he's probably not going to go for it again this season.
Yeah, and I would like that's a whole thing is like I'm sure that like the NFL doesn't want to create like something of like 3-time fan of the year
right.
campaign.
Well, also he couldn't give those tickets away from the Super Bowl to a 49ers fan. He had to keep them apparently.
Oh, he had to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he was not happy about that.
That's probably a reason why I wouldn't want to do the fan of the year thing either because I don't want to be forced to go to a Super Bowl without the Packers in it.
Right.
Yeah, true. Peter made a good point, except Tom is a better human being. LOL. But I disagree. Leanne, do you have any questions for us? You knew this was coming.
I don't. Everything's gone blank now that the contract is.
I know.
It's all I'm thinking about now.
That's okay.
Like I literally think I'm gonna get off with you guys, and I think I'm jumping on with the Pack-A-Day crew to record a episode.
Oh right.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Never mind. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Now is the best time, I guess, because now that we got it broken on the news, and I can actually clip this and I can send it to you as well. If you want.
Perfect.
Because I will be clipping this episode tomorrow. Yay! Just what I want to do.
That is a once in like a blue moon moment right there.
Yeah. I mean, before Emily and I recorded we did a live predicting 53-man roster. Speaking of which, what do you think of Jacob Eason now signing? What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Like the fourth quarterback now officially. Like
yeah.
And then we could have a long snapper for him? What? Do we bring him back? Cut Jacob Eason, bring the long snapper back now.
Yeah. I'm on board. I'm just ready. Like get me to tomorrow now. I want to go to bed. I want to wake up and I want to jump right into training camp. Get me Jordan Love and Paz. Get everybody out there. I want to see this. I want to see this fucking team for the first time. Let's go.
Let's go. Final thoughts. Where can people find you? What do you have coming up? Great question.
Right now, Pack-A-Day on Monday. Well, you can probably catch me here in like 6 hours on the Pack-A-Day podcast. But I'm every Monday right now with Monty Moore and Camille Davis. We'll have a Lombardi's Bar / Game On Wisconsin stuff starting up soon. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at DK All The Way. That's where you can find anything that I've got going on. So yeah.
I kid you not, one of my friends just sent me a gif of Jordan Love hopping up and down in the air. Cassie literally just sent me that on Twitter. So that's my DMs right now.
The notepad that he had in the scheduled release video would have just LFG on it.
Right, and Tom was in that too. Like, there's so many Easter eggs in that video. I feel like that we should have. And same with Connie Clark's. He literally put a tweet about like, where can I get the next wrap in Green Bay? That should have been a no-brainer to any of us. She's Head TV tweeted that out. Okay, Justin,
you can find me on you can have. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Final thoughts and
my Twitter /X profile is on here. Justin _Amandro. It should be fun. Plenty of Packers talk, theme park stuff. Just trying to be the best person I can be. And, I'm always happy to be on helping this podcast with Mary.
Yeah.
And thanks for being on the show again.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Dan. For coming back on. You are always welcome for your third time. Might as well. So you can find me on this podcast, Mac Podcast 365. That's the YouTube channel. Mac Podcast 2023. That's the Twitter X. So I just realized that 365 is every day of the year. Yesterday. And then 2023 is when we started the channel and podcast. And you can pretty much find me everywhere. I have like 4 podcasts starting, so it's a lot.
Starting your own Tom Grassi empire.
No. So I have Midwestern Chaos, which is Peter and I show. It's a Bears and Packers show. So that's going to be fun.
Nice.
That's going to be a mess. I think we're going to go through the trades. The 2022 to now's trades. So it's going to be Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Fields, more and stuff. It's gonna be a lot. And there's gonna be a Brothers for Douglas trade, unfortunately. Have to talk about it, sadly. Have to. It's literally on the spreadsheet that we have with all the trades and stuff. I literally typed that out. I typed all those trades out.
With the Love contract done, the quest for trophy championship number 14 is all of a sudden ready to go.
And Cassie, I'm gonna announce it now. This Nerd and Pixar is another one that's in movie Disney and Pixar movie podcast. We're gonna be talking the Wizard of Oz soon.
Nice.
We're doing Wizard of Oz and Wiz soon.
Okay.
Getting people prepared for Wicked in November. So we're excited.
Oh my gosh, I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot that was coming out.
It's literally the week before Thanksgiving or something like that.
That'll be cool.
I know this because they premiered it again at the Olympics today. That's how I know this because Cassie sent it to me. Cassie and I like talk Wicked all the time.
Yeah.
I'll probably get a Wicked gift soon. And I have Life of Mary, which is a personal channel on this. I don't know what's coming on this channel next, so I guess stay tuned. And yeah, thank you again for coming on, Dan.
Of course, anytime.
I'm gonna do the final outro.
Go Pack, go!
In this, yeah, go Pack, go!
Go Pack!
Happy for Jordan Love getting extended. I wish one of us looked at the time when it happened. Whatever, it's fine. We don't know exactly the time. It's fine. Boo.